Just watching a conditioning drill. We do this every day, 10 of them, no matter what. You guys don't have to do a few. But we just call it OSU drill. We do it at the end of practice, just a little bit of conditioning. What it's going to be is a shot, sprawl, touch jump? No, sprawl. Yeah. Okay, so he's just going to sprawl, go slow, shot, touch jump. So we do 10 of those every day after the end of practice. No, it's nothing. They all know it's coming. Heavyweights, show me how a heavyweight does. It's not this. It's really better than these guys. All right, get two apiece real quick. So this is what it looks like at the end of practice. And they're just going everywhere. Okay, our room's 72 by 42. Last year, I think we started the year with 40 some kids, so about 35. So with that being said, it looks kind of chaotic at the end of practice. Now, the next drill, again, I watched this drill. I couldn't figure it out. It was a Clark kid from Iowa. Help me out. What's his first name? Floyd Clark, right? And I was watching. They had a duel between Iowa and Oklahoma State, and somehow I sweet talked my way into watching them make weight, like down in the room, right? Man, what is this drill? Like the way they drilled and how hard they worked before the duel, I was like, this is unbelievable. Like, I wish my high school kids could see this because they're just doing it right before. But the Iowa drill, and that's what we just named it, is Dylan's going to stand in the middle and he's just going to point. Do you remember this one?
I think so a little bit.
I'm not going to take it down, so I'm not. So what's going to happen? Dylan's going to stand right here. Good position. Yeah. So whichever way he points.
Yeah.
So he's going to point, Colton's going to sprawl. So if he points right, he's sprawling right, so points left. So he's going to do that a little bit back and forth, and then when he claps his hands, Colton's going to hit whatever shot he wants. So don't smash his head. All right. So that's a really good conditioning drill. The boys aren't really big fans of that one. They kind of get tired of it. This is just another basic little drill that you can do when you want something different. Another one we like to do, hands-on drilling, and this one kind of sucks for the fact that as long as Cody's hands are connected to Dylan, it's okay. But if they break locks or he takes his hands off of him, then we're going to start over. Usually I tell them like a minute on the clock, hands-on drilling, first man go. And so they keep their hands. Really what you see a lot of is you're going to see ducks, slide-bys. They're never going to take their hands off. When they're circling up, they're going to constantly have pressure on their head. And so they're always looking to continue that pressure and hands on them. Can you do it real quick? Colton, hands on. Takes him down, he circles the head, he's pushing the head. Hands are on, always on, time. Okay, now what would happen when I was a little bit more of an angry coach, if they would have broke locks, I would have been like, all right, that one doesn't count, let's start again. Then you hear everybody start bitching and moaning, and then the intensity of the room picks up. Okay, and so the last one, because I have to go again, so I'm going to take a break. The last drill, and this one's crazy, was I feel like I'm name dropping, really not, but it's a good story. So I was eating lunch with the man, right, Cale Sanderson, and I was like, oh my gosh, like starstruck, Cale Sanderson. My wife has the hots for you. Like, I don't even know. I have the hots for you. It's just unbelievable. Like, you know what? And so I was like, all right, here we are, Penn State. Like, I'm gonna ask the question. Like, what did you do? You know what I mean? What drill? What conditioning drill do you do? And I'm like, dude, just. And he's like, well. And he starts kind of giving me the answer before he's talking about Pokemon stuff, you know. So I'm just like sitting there, like, what is this gonna be? Like, everybody's. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat. And I was like, what do you do to like condition to build mental toughness for kids? And I shit you not, 3-man rolls. I said, what? I was like, I kind of played it cool because I was like so dumbfounded by it. I was like 3-man rolls, like parties, like 3-man rolls, like this. And so I was like, oh, okay. And this, I don't know, how old were you? We were at camp, was that Baldwin? How old were you? You were 7th grade. So I did 3-man rolls, starting coaching, because Coach Thompson from Lubbock Community College, that was our thing, and we did this, so I brought it to Chanute. We just kept doing, everybody's done 3-man rolls. No one's done. And then, like, I had some wrestlers kind of bitching about it. They're like, it's just stupid. So then I was like, well, let's get away from it, and I'll figure out things like foot fires, more wrestling things, because 3-man rolls, like, whatever, it makes you dizzy, terrible. It's the reason I quit football my freshman year, I think, because I didn't want to do 3-man rolls. Hated it. Anyways, with that being said, and I went back out because my dad made me go out for debate, and either I played football or I debated, and I went back out for football. That's a true story. Now, so anyways, we got away from it, but when he said that moment, I was like, you know what? We're going to go back to it. And nothing builds, like, good hard live wrestling is fun, but like, if everybody knows in their wrestling room, if Nick and I are wrestling hard, really live, like either maybe he's whooping me or I'm whooping him, or the coach isn't looking and I'm getting up in my stance and all that. 3-man rolls, there is no hiding.
No.
There is absolutely no hiding. It's old school stuff. And I was like, man, if it's good enough for Penn State, we're bringing it back. And so what we started, and I'll talk about that later, is that we don't do 3-man rolls until January 1st. Like when we start January, and that first week, it's a minute. We do a minute every day. And they probably don't, man, I got not bad. And then as we start to try to peak towards season, and you know what, we're not wrestling because I don't want anybody super injured, you know, like that's something else we'll talk about. Then the second week in January, it's 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes, and then 4 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then 6 minutes. If my kids can do 6 minutes of 3-man rolls the week before regionals, we're in good shape. And so I thought I was going to give you something really creative. I thought Kale was going to tell me something awesome. But here you go. Best